Here's a segment I'd like to start with called Media Headlines. Is the sky falling or not? So you got these headlines that we're going to pull up today. Alejandra, thank you. We're going to go through this rapid fire. So here's my opinion. The media loves hysteria. One time we interviewed a guy on the PBD podcast. His name was Rick Sanchez. He was a local newscaster who hit it big and eventually got into mainstream media. And he coined a phrase, if it bleeds, it leads. What does that mean? The shocking, crazy, gruesome, gory story, if it bleeds, it leads. So everyone in media, everyone is looking for that story that's like, oh my God. So here's an example. And you're going to be like, oh, that's obvious. The day Trump got shot in the ear. Every story. This is like a media company's nightmare because nightmare. It's their dream. It is a dream for them basically when shocking, crazy, gruesome, wild news hits the airwaves. Dude, everyone's on it. You saw this happen with that. Now in the financial sector, in the CNBCs of the world, the Bloombergs of the world, the Wall Street Journals of the world, people that basically say, listen, we are financial media source. Come to us. When something happens, like what happened basically the last 24 hours, where the markets are tumbling all around the world, crypto markets, this, that, the other starts tumbling, this is their Super Bowl. This is how CNN, Fox, MSNBC, how Trump gets shot in the ear. When a market has a day like it was yesterday, this is their opportune golden moment. So right now we're going to do something called headlines and show you basically how the market plays on your emotions to basically get you to have paralysis by analysis and basically hopefully call a stock advisor, basically figure out what's going on, start talking about this kind of stuff to motivate you to basically get your money. At the end of the day, we know about BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, massive asset managers that basically control the world, and they control a lot of these corporations that are in the news. So here's some of the headlines, rapid fire, that we're going to be discussing today. First headline, stock market crash. The Dow drops over 1,000 points as global recession fears heat up. 1,000 points. So in a given day, Nat, here you go. So have you started investing yet?
No, I'm still paying my debt off. I have a few investments, but very small.
Okay. When you see the market go red, green, red, green, red, green, do you know what that means?
Yes.
Okay. What's green?
It's going up.
Going up. What's red?
It's going down.
Not a girl. On average, what's a normal day in the market? It went up this, it went down this.
Isn't it like 3 to 7?
3 to 7%?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot. But essentially, if you look at the markets on your phone, everybody right now at home, you'll see points. We're going to gamify this thing. 100 points up or 100 points down, it was a normal day in the market. 500 points up or 500 points down, it's like, all right, something happened today in the market. 1,000 points up or 1,000 points down, it's hysteria. So 1,000 points is a pretty big deal. The last time that they lost 1,000 points in the market? 2022. You would think 2020 during COVID because it lost a lot more than that. But when recessions start to happen, it's multiple days of 1,000, 800, 700, bang, bang, bang. It's like, oh my God, the sky is falling. But what we're going to establish today is the sun's always going to come out tomorrow. So recession fears heat up. The entire stock market got pummeled. As I've said before, I called it the next day is going to be fine, which it is, and I'll show you that in a minute. Not only the Dow, we're talking about the Dow, but the NASDAQ, the S&P 500 got crushed. Here's how much money got lost. Here's the next headline. Here's how much money was lost. Try $1 trillion in market cap. Overnight, the market cap just bang. So mega companies, the Magnificent Seven. Not in your opinion, what are the biggest companies on earth? The biggest companies.
Isn't it Bank of America?
Okay, bigger.
Dow.
Bigger.
S&P.
The biggest companies. Look at your phone.
Apple.
Okay.
Walt Disney, Adidas. Nike.
So here are the biggest companies in the world. Apple, Microsoft. What do you shop at? Amazon. Microsoft, Alphabet, Tesla. There's something called the Magnificent Seven. Okay, so we're learning things today, guys. So even the tech giants, the Magnificent Seven, took a beating, took a massive beating. The newest stock, everybody's darling, called NVIDIA. Have you heard the name NVIDIA before?
Yeah.
NVIDIA is a tech-driven semiconductor chip company. They lost over $300 billion. They made a lot of that back today. Apple dropped $224 billion. Amazon dropped $109 billion. These numbers are more than some GDPs of countries. These companies losing money on the marketplace. So Meta, Microsoft, Alphabet, Tesla at one point lost collectively about $900 billion, but they gained that back after late trading. I'm setting the tone basically saying, if you might be saying like, yo, Saz, I got no clue what you're talking about. Stay tuned. You're going to learn something. Some people are like, yo, this is exactly what I want to understand about the markets. Cool, you come to the right place. So people start freaking out. There's something called the VIX. Do you know what the VIX stands for? What does it say right there, Nat? The CBCE?
It's CBOE.
CBOE. My eyes aren't what it be. What's that word?
Volatility index.
Volatility index. So people are volatile. Relationships are volatile. You know what else is volatile? The markets. So if you scroll down just a little bit, you can see this is some of the most volatile times since 2000. Now, obviously, it's 2000. It hit, what's the number that it hit, Alejandra? All the way to the left, when it went up. I want to say it's 80-something.
Like 80.
Over 80. That's wild. Now, if you go down, the average volatility, hey-oh, you see what's on my mind? Volatility is what, 20 in that range? What did it hit yesterday? All the way to the right.
Almost 40.
All the way to the right. Almost 40. So that's basically double what the current average is. But this isn't COVID. The sky isn't falling. Everybody, keep it cool. So people are starting to freak out. This is the volatility index. This is the VIX. Now what happens is, here's another headline. Robinhood, which we've learned and understood what they've done. We've learned what they did during the Roaring Kitty debacle, when they basically stopped trading. Dave Portnoy started calling them out. They basically said, yo, up, stop the trading. Hold on, what's going on here? A little too volatile for us. Now, I set the tone here with this conversation, which before we get to the next headline is like, what happened? What happened here in the marketplace? So here's an interesting conversation right here. So the night before, I get a text from this guy, Adrian. You know Adrian. He's in Japan. And he's like, yo, dude, just want to give you a heads up. The Japan stock market crumbling right now. The Japan stock market is called the Nikkei 225, Nikkei. Now, you might be saying, I don't give a shit about the Japanese stock market. I get it. I care about the American stock market. But we're in a global world, in a global economy. He's like, I just want to let you know, the Nikkei just got crushed. People are falling apart over here. It plummeted big time, 12%. You said, hey, what's a bad day in the market? 5, 6, 7%. Plummeted 12%. It's the worst day since the 1987 Black Monday crash. Long story short, it wasn't a great day in the Japanese stock market. So what then happens, stocks in Asia start tumbling. Stocks in Europe start tumbling. Just think about the sun rising in the east, right? The Far East sets in the West. So everyone's waking up in Japan. Everyone starts to wake up in Europe, in Africa. We're still asleep. And I'm talking to my buddy before I go to bed. He's like, dude, just want to let you know, the market is about to get crushed tomorrow. I said, got it. Thanks for the heads up. And that's exactly what happened. So stocks start tumbling. By the time we wake up, we see all the news. We see what's going on here. And people start asking questions, why here? And then we learned something called the Sahm rule, S-A-H-M. So one major reason for the fear that's going on right here is a weak jobs report, which we're going to get into about the jobs, the economy, what the hell's going on here. The Sahm rule is basically a recession indicator that's triggered on unemployment rates, which were set off when unemployment rates rose to 4.3%, which is the highest it's been in some time. Basically, they want to keep unemployment below 5%. What's the number they want to keep it under?
5%.
5%. Thank you, Nat. What's the point? The world is crumbling all around us. The stock market's crumbling. Japan's going crazy. Europe's going crazy. And then in a time of need, you know those bracelets that people wear that says WWJD? WJD. What does that stand for?
What would Jesus do?
Thank you. So in the stock market, there's a thing that says WWWD. Do you know what that stands for?
No.
What would Warren do? Who's Warren?
Buffett.
Warren Buffett. So Warren Buffett, before the weekend, sold nearly half his stake in Apple. Massive company. Why? What did he do? He did it on Friday, I want to say, before the markets closed and before the Monday markets opened. Did he predict this? Did he know something that we didn't know? Well,
yes.
He's Warren Buffett for a reason. So he basically started saying, okay, there's something called the fear-greed index. And the fear-greed index, at least a week ago, people were pretty greedy. Mm-hmm. Stocks were at all-time high. Buy. Real estate's at all-time high. He made a famous quote, which we'll show in a second. So I looked at the fear-greed index. And people right now are in extreme fear. Extreme fear. What's happening all around us? Is World War III happening? The stock market's crashing. What's going on? Political unrest, political upheaval. Venezuela. What's happening in Iran? What's happening in Israel? What's happening in America? Oh my God, China, Taiwan. What's happening now? Fear is setting in. But what helped me understand the markets, and this is essentially my premise to you guys, like where's this going? Let's land this plane. Warren Buffett has a famous quote. And the famous quote is the following. We can throw this on stage. If you want to get rich, here's one idea for you. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. So what did I do? And I have the receipts to prove this. Our friend Vinny, if you ever watched the PBD podcast, this guy's been asking me for 2 years, hey man, like how do I invest? What do I invest in? What do I do? I go, dude, it's pretty simple. Just get a Roth IRA, start putting money in there. But a lot of people are fearful or greedy. And sometimes it just takes a little like oomph. So he said, oh, what should I do? I go, listen, stop everything you're doing. We've been talking about this for 2 years now. Open up a Roth IRA and a brokerage account today. How much money? I don't know. Just put $1,000 in. And why do you do this today? When the world is falling apart, everything's on sale, which will show you some graphs in a second. The whole market was on sale yesterday. It's like, hey, how much is usually a Coca-Cola? Dude, it's $1. Yeah, it's on sale for 60 cents. Cool. Buy a few Cokes. Hey, this shirt, this jacket's usually $500. Hey, cool. It's on sale for $200. Cool. Buy two. Buy one, get one. Be greedy when people are fearful. Be fearful when people are greedy. I learned this lesson when crypto was going up, and my Uber driver was like, hey, by the way, I have a crypto fund that you can invest in if you're interested. I was like, what do you do? You're an Uber driver? What's going on here? He goes, yeah, but I just started this fund. Maybe you want to get my contact information and invest. I said, now the Uber driver's the crypto guy now? Dude, I swear to God, I went that night onto my app and I don't know, Bitcoin was at 70,000 at that point. I go, dude, sell this right now. Incredible. It pummeled down to 20,000 because there's a famous thing in the financial landscape that says, buy the rumors, sell the news. When people are like, yo, bro, I got to let you in on a little secret. Here's what's happening. Like when Adrian called me, he's like, here's what's happening in Japan. I'm in Japan right now. Rumors. The next day, when the Uber driver's basically opening up a crypto fund and wants to invest, it's already in the news. Time to get out of there. So here's the point. The media is going to hype the hell out of this thing because it's media, financial fear porn. They want you going crazy. They want you basically not knowing what. They want to basically capture you and capture your eyeballs. But I always say I'd rather be a decade trader than a day trader. I'd rather have my time in the market than try to time the market. So here's a couple different examples for you. So you have those charts of the Dow. So the Dow is basically what everyone talks about. Yo, the market did this, the market did that. If you can punch in on this just so you can show the middle graph. So the Dow, scroll down just a little bit. The Dow has basically been hovering, up a little bit. My apologies.
Up?
Yep, show that 38. The Dow has basically been hovering around 40,000. So Nat, look all the way to the right. You see 41, 40, 39, 38, right? So that's basically a range of where it's at. The Dow, I want to say, was almost hitting 41 at one point, right? Mm-hmm. What happened yesterday, it went down from 41 and it went all the way down to what? 38. So if you look all the way to the right of the chart, you don't have to be a analyst or a professional to know that it went up and then it did what?
Down.
It went all the way down. So people are going crazy. The market's going crazy. It's amazing. But I say, listen, don't worry about what happened today, tomorrow. Let's scroll out a bit. So I'm going to show you a couple different images right here. The next one is the 1 year?
Yes.
The next year, this is the 1 year. So punch in on that. Same thing you did before. And show the top number. Is that a girl? So in the 1 year mark, you can see before the beginning of the year in December, all the way at the bottom, it's basically below 34. So now it's at what number?
Around 41.
So at the beginning of the year was what?
Lower than, it was like probably 30.
30, under 34.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, at the middle of the year where we are right now is where?
40.
So did the market go up or down this year so far?
Up.
Up. So we're not going crazy here. Now you might be saying, all right, cool, that's 1 year. Show me 10 years, Saz. Show me 10 years, Family Feud style right there. So this, punch in, same thing, Alejandra. Punch in. So if you go to 2014, so 10 years ago, punch in a little bit more if you don't mind. And then go down. 2014, Nat, what's the bottom number you see on the right?
On the right?
On the right.
The bottom number is 21.
Yeah, bottom number is 21. So 10 years ago, it was below 21.
Yeah.
Now it's what?
Over 41.
Over 41. So over 10 years, the stock market has literally doubled.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So what about playing the long game in finance, in life, in your career? Do people not understand, in your opinion?
Well, I think it's a matter of what people find is their biggest risk. Some people don't live in long term. Some people live in short term. And so when market is tanking and people are losing money, people are fearful, so they pull out of fear. But when you look at the numbers long term wise, that's the name of the game. But what the thing is that people sometimes can't afford the long term. People solve for short term because they can only afford short term. So as much as it's the long term wins the game, sometimes people don't have the tools to play the long term, and that's why they do that.
Truer words could have never been spoken. Thank you, Nat. She's definitely on the ball here. I always say this, life's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
If you're focusing on the sprint, oh my God, you're trying to day trade, you just lost money. If you're focusing on the 10-year, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Now, we have other examples of Bitcoin and S&P. I won't even go there because I want to keep this party going. But the message here is this. The media is always going to try to hype you up. They're always going to try to get you fearful, or they're going to try to basically motivate you by greed. The two of the greatest motivators are fear and greed. Bro, the last one right now, better do it. It's the last one. All right, if you miss out on this, or bro, everybody's getting it, how are you going to miss out? Fear and greed. But essentially, it's blue ocean strategy. Be fearful when everyone's greedy, and be greedy when everyone's fearful. So if you listen to this advice, just like I told Vinny and just like I did myself yesterday, when the market was down, buy it on sale. Now the market, here's the last chart that we're going to show you. This was the market today. So after everything was red, murder, everything is green today. Because the sun will always come out again today. So the biggest fear is like, I don't know, if I put my money in the market, what happens if I lose it all? Listen, let me tell you something. If you lose all your money in the market and you have a diversified portfolio, the example, the S&P 500, and all 500 of the biggest companies in the world crash, you got a lot bigger problems than losing your money in the market. That means the world is basically coming to an end. So unless you actually think that's going to happen, play the long game, dollar cost average, put your money in the market, save that money, and invest that money long term. Hope you do that. Are you coming to the vault? Oh, what's the vault? You know what the vault is? The vault is the ultimate event for entrepreneurs to level up their game and learn from the best in the game. Last year, we had Tom Brady and Mike Tyson, and I said to our CEO, Patrick Bet-David, I said, how are we going to top that? He said, how we're going to top that? How about The Rock? So this year, Patrick Bet-David went out and got Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So he's going to be there along with PBD, the Biz Doc, and me. Yeah, if you want to join us at the Vault Conference, check out thevaultconference.com. It's going down in West Palm Beach, September 4th through 7th. If you want to make more money, improve your business, and expand your network, you have to be at the Vault. We'll see you there. Oh, you like that? Well, if you want to see more of that, check out this clip right here. And if you want even more, check out this clip right here, only on the SOSCAST.